What is up, people? Welcome back to Geekin on Tech, your weekly rundown of our favorite tech news. I am your host, Didge, and with me, as always, is my homie, Mr. Nerd with the Tech himself, Trayvon. How you doing today?
Oh, good. The week is it's Friday. The week is over, and we had definitely had some tech news that it's
Man,
fun to
it
go
is
through.
definitely it's been a lot this week. I think obviously the very natural place to start off with is Samsung's event on Tuesday. I funny enough, I fell asleep, so I didn't even get a chance to watch it live. I saw you sent me the link to it and everything. I was definitely planning to watch it, but I ended up watching it at like 3 in the morning when I
Mhm.
woke back up, and I got thoughts. So I'm curious. I'll let you start off. Just tell us exactly, I guess, what happened, and then what your thoughts on it were.
I mean, they basically announced their way to undercut Apple. That's how I look at it. That's how I looked at it because it was like half the price of it, lighter. And it looked from what they showed us, it looks very similar. The even the gestures were very similar from like I said, we both tried the Apple Vision Pro, and you can like the same way you use it, the eye tracking, all of that. It was very reminiscent. I was like, they were like, let's just do this. It's funny because it's like, um, I don't know, it looks cool. I like how it looks. I like the idea of it. It's hard to compare because you can't really be like, oh, they should have did this and that. I was like, that Vision Pro is still out here, so you can't really complain about the way how they did it, like the battery pack
Right.
thing, like all that stuff is, if you don't complain about it about Apple, you can't really complain about it here. Only thing to say is the price is half price. I mean, maybe some more people will get this one.
So that's the part that's interesting to me. Just because I've been obviously watching a lot of the first impressions and the people who
Mhm.
actually got a chance to get their hands on it. Sort of talk about. I know I sent you the Engadget article that sort of talked about Android XR as a platform probably not being great. I feel like I've kind of heard similar things with Apple Vision and their app platform, but the thing that like really is interesting to me is I saw more and more people saying I don't feel like this is something that they put out in comparison to the Apple Vision Pro, but more sort of like the Meta Quest. And it's like that's where it kind of starts getting weird to me. And it's like they were talking about how obviously it's very light. I guess it's plastic, not any type of
Mhm.
metal and glass. So
Yeah.
that's going to be lighter.
Yeah.
But I guess just in sort of some of the ways, and I don't know if these were people who are just subtly just trying to glaze Apple or not. And in some ways, it kind of felt like it, but they were saying more so, and I think it's probably more on Google than it is Samsung, in that the experience doesn't feel like what they're expecting XR, virtual or I guess augmented reality to be because of the software essentially was holding them. It just felt like they were just trying to get Gemini everywhere they can before everything else. Is essentially the vibe that I was kind of understanding from what everyone was saying.
Hmm. That's
And eh, I,
that's kind
I
of weird because like it's the same. The interface is very similar to that Vision Pro.
yes,
It looks
yes,
the same, like it does the same things. It's just that Apple doesn't have a good enough Siri to do this.
mm-hmm,
Look at it. Gemini is good that it could be useful as a all like assistant you call on anytime. I think that is smart of them to do. But I do think it's interesting that they include all these services for a while, and I was like,
mm-hmm,
maybe they'll stop. It's almost like, oh, they were like, you don't want to use this thing without those or
and
the
that's sort of
Gemini Pro that they're giving you. And I'm like,
yeah,
you know,
and I guess that's the vibe. And to your point, even if this is really to get Gemini in front of you or get everywhere you are or whatever,
yeah,
I expect you to walk down the street with these, which would be crazy, but people would do it. Oh, it's it's isn't that sort of the point what they want this to be? Like Gemini, it's supposed to be your virtual assistant.
yeah,
So
yeah.
it should be with you everywhere. So like that part was weird to me, But I think what they were just really trying to underline is that, do we really need this type, like these devices? And I definitely have heard that a lot with the Apple Vision Pro as well.
Yeah.
I'm assuming they're lumping Meta in it because those are all of those augmented reality and virtual reality devices that are really for home use. And I don't think that that's what we should be focusing on with augmented reality. So I get it from that point of view. Like when they started talking about the glasses, that's when I perked up. So like, obviously we were talking many times about the Meta display. The rumors about Apple wanting to do a Apple glasses instead of like the Apple Vision Lite or whatever, Apple Vision Air.
Mm-hmm.
Those are the things that more excite me. So I maybe that's why I kind of gravitated to what they were saying, because I don't care about this device. I didn't care about the Apple Vision Pro. I'm not sure how much I care about the Meta. Like, so where do you stand on that?
These things are too high for me to care about them. Like the Vision Pro and this.
Fair. Let's assume in a world where either we have the capital or they're just at a more reasonable price. Mike, what is up? I see you in the comments. Appreciate you stopping through.
What's up, Mike? It's so techy. I didn't see it.
I didn't see that first either.
Yeah. I don't know. Like I do like all this stuff. I like, I do like them doing all this and trying these things. It's just so hard to compare them when the Quest 3 is what $500, and then you jump up to $1,700 or $1,800, and then $3,500. It's just like I don't know who exactly these things are for, except people that, especially right now. I don't know if anybody will drop that kind of money on something like this right now. I don't know. I'm more looking at like the features of these things, because I saw that in one of the reviews for this Android XR or Galaxy XR, whatever they're calling it, in there I saw that there was a hidden USB-C port on the side, and I was like, oh, okay, cool. What can that do? Like, what can you do with it? Because in the Quest, like maybe like a couple months ago, they enabled it where you can do like a HDMI input with a capture card. Right. So now you can view whatever you want on the screen. Apparently, from what I see, I don't see it mentioned anywhere. It looks like it's just for you can't charge it. Can't charge it. You can only do data transfer. That's it.
Why?
I don't know.
Do they have a proprietary cable to charge it?
They do. They have a thing on that thing on the side. That's the only way you charge. That's the only way you charge it.
I always thought it was USB-C port. I'm not gonna.
No, it's like a local like board just sitting there on the side. If the charger not on it, have you seen it?
I haven't. Let me.
Yeah. I was like, well, why was that a choice? Like, if you look at it without the like, look at Engadget's article has it. If you scroll down. God, I don't know where is it at.
I'm trying to find it.
It's like
while I'm doing that, hold on. Let me pull up just this picture of this lady wearing it again. So for what I was going to say after the fact. And this is just me. And it has nothing to do with her. Like I'm sure.
Yeah.
Can you imagine walking down the street with that?
And I would never. No, that's not.
That's the thing that I keep sticking on with these. That I can't be looking like this walking down the street. And I'm a device like that. If I'm paying $17,000 for that device, $1,700. Jesus. Oh my God. If I'm paying $1,700 for that device, and it's supposed to be a virtual assistant, my assistant needs to be with me.
Oh, yeah. This is, I guess in my mind, this is not something I would ever try to walk, outside with. Like, I need to be stationary somewhere, sitting down, or in my house, somewhere safe. I feel like this is something somebody snatched off your head and you crying.
Yeah,
I don't think this is something you wear outside.
I think this is the picture you're talking about charging.
So this is how you charge it. That's the thing, and it only comes from that battery pack thing.
I scrolled past this picture like 5 times when scrolling through the Engadget article, because I was like, I don't know what this is clearly showing the build quality of the side. That's
that's where the thing hooks in at, the charger thing.
It's interesting. I do think it's something that'll be useful in the future, but I think we're just a little too early for it. Like they should have used this should have been with Google Glasses. What was Google Glasses back in what was that 2010, 2011? This is what they should have had then. So that way by now they would have perfected it and made it smaller and made it more portable.
And I'm not gonna lie, when what thought I had when they were in the presentation, they were like, "Yeah, all our devices work together," and they showed the ring, and I was like,
I saw that.
I was like, oh, I don't know if you should be.
Yeah, this might not be the right time to be showing the ring.
And you talking about this thing being tight on your face right here, tighten on you.
Well, that's probably why they went primarily plastic. You know, plastic ain't gonna swell. At least you hope not to the capacity, or at least it's breathable.
Yeah,
like you can move it easier than whatever that ring is made of.
Yeah, I was just like, I don't know if you should promote this together right now. But
2050 this is gonna be the shit. Oh, for sure.
I mean, yeah. I mean, I'm like I said, my Quest 3 is fun. Like it's it's a tech gadget that I have. Would I have bought it on my own? Probably not. But I have it, so it is cool. It's just not something I'm like. These things are not something I run out to buying on my own. There's nowhere near as popular as like a phone or a watch, any of that stuff yet. It's just not there yet.
No, and I don't think this version. Let me pull it back up so that way we can see exactly which version I'm talking about. This version, I don't think it ever will be. Like again, no one's going to want to walk down the street. Well, 2050, I don't know. Who knows what fashion will be then. But in modern society where we are right now, no one's going to walk down the street like that.
Oh, I mean,
maybe San Fran, maybe like those eclectic cities like Austin or something. But
somebody will do it. We'll see a video.
Yeah,
but
I mean, in mass, like most people.
Yeah. I don't know. I guess we look at them differently. I don't think they're ever for that. But I mean, the glasses, yes, exactly. You will get robbed, exactly,
for sure.
But the glasses is another, like a whole other thing. Like the regular glasses, that's something I expect you to use all the time. Go outside. This is not that, especially with the 2.5 battery life, 2.5 hour battery life.
But I feel like that this is supposed to be the precursor to that, because then it's like, why did you even start with this? I don't care about this, and I could be in a minority. I'm sure a lot of people do care.
I feel like this could get bought more. I mean, yeah, I want the glasses too. I don't know. Like you said, this thing is not, not for everybody. So it'll be a small use case.
Mm-hmm.
So this will give them the user data they need to see what people like about the interface, and therefore then you put it in the glasses.
That's fair. That's when they need to call me up, because when I saw that they were talking about working with Warby Parker and General Monster, I was like, okay, now we're talking real glasses, because neither one of those companies are going to come out with some ski goggles. So yeah, I was happy to hear that.
Yeah, I wonder when that's coming. I mean, the fact they talked about it already is a good sign.
I gotta imagine with at least within the next year or two, because especially since Meta's is already out, like that they probably fast tracked a lot of that after seeing that, especially seeing the price.
Yeah.
Which I will say before we move to the next topic, I do think this kind of gives you an idea of what you think the glasses will be. Because if you're saying this is $17.99, your glasses theoretically can't be more than what, $1,300? I'd hate that they're that much, but like,
you think they'll be that much?
I'm thinking under 1,000, but I'm saying at most in a very unfair world, it's 1,300 has to be your ceiling.
I guess. I mean, yeah, I guess that's true. I don't know that's going into the fold category, like the previous version of the fold. That's what that price range was. So I don't know if they would have glasses there. It's just glasses.
It is.
It's not a full blown, not a full blown phone on your face.
Gentle Monster, but Gentle Monster frames by themselves are like $400. Because I didn't know that company when they were named, when they said Warby Parker and Gentle Monster. I was like, oh, these are clearly fashion frames that I don't wear. But let's see what their prices are like. And I think their frames are like $300-$400.
Okay. Well, I say double it.
Okay.
That's the price, I think.
Oh God, dude, we got to add my prescription in on top of that. Those glasses again are going to be for me $1,200-$1,300.
Yeah. So that's interesting. Okay, I'm looking at them now too. Okay, yeah, they're like three and the most four.
Hmm.
Okay.
They're definitely a premium brand, but it is what it is. Let's talk Apple next. Let's talk about this foldable iPad.
Mm.
One, I didn't even know that this was a thing. Like, I didn't know they were working on a folding iPad. I didn't know any of that until you sent this article, basically saying that it's potentially going to be delayed until 2029. And I don't know if you saw the price, what they're assuming that the price
I
estimate
did.
is going to be.
I did.
$39.99.
Yeah, it won't be. No, I won't have one of those. Yeah, boy, have one of those. Like, I'm looking forward to the iPhone that's foldable.
Right.
I'm looking forward to that. I'm assuming, I'm hoping that thing's at max 1800 at max. like hopefully a lot less, but this is
Yeah.
a crazy price.
I guess that's sort of in line because essentially it'll look similar to that Huawei Mate, the Mate. Remember
Yeah.
the one that we were looking
Hmm.
at?
Hmm.
That's 3,400. So Apple put their little $500 premium on it, but I guess it's sort of in line. And
But see, is that like a PC?
this has to, like, if you're talking an 18
This
inch,
better be a Mac.
well, it says iPad,
It
and
does.
iPad is getting more and more Mac like as we get to each new version,
I guess, yeah, this is
and
true.
it's like in a sense, I kind of understand. You don't have a keyboard, like you have to use you're using a touchscreen keyboard, so
Right.
it probably does fit better to be a mobile OS.
Okay. I mean, yeah, I guess that, like you said, they are making it more Mac esque
Mm-hmm.
now. Now it does have the Windows, it does have all of that. I mean, people use them like they would a Mac sometimes.
Right.
Um, so maybe I don't know, 3900. That's more than what the MacBook Pro, isn't it? Like, isn't that? Uh,
I mean, you can get a MacBook Pro. That's more than that. If
oh,
you, I think if you put in the highest of all features, you're probably in the maybe even $5,000
I'm
range.
actually curious. So let's see.
Yeah, let me know because I would have to imagine. But I guess only reason I wanted to bring this up specifically, one, because it's an interesting device, and it's like this is how the Huawei Mate one looks, and it's like
Yeah.
I ain't gonna hold you. I talked about how I talked about how I'm not huge for foldable, like in phones capacities. I was interested in this. Like, it's a very interesting device. I don't know how I would use it, but this is a device I would for sure try out.
This is
Like,
which one's this? The Huawei?
yeah, this
Which
is the
one?
Huawei Mate. So I think theirs is also, it's called the Huawei MateBook Fold. And I believe that one is also an 18-inch screen. So I think that's why they probably used it just in the article because when it's folded, it gives you this essentially the screen size of like a 13-inch MacBook or a 13-inch iPad.
Oh, see, okay, never mind. I thought it was. I was confusing it with the Asus, the ZenBook one that folds to or whatever,
Oh, I
and
don't
it
know
has
that
and it
one.
has like a physical keyboard that you can put on top of the touchscreen at the bottom.
Oh, yes, yes, yes. I have seen that one. I have
Yeah,
seen that
so
one. Let
that's
me
what I
see if
was
I can
thinking
find a
about.
picture of it.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking this was about. But no, this is a whole different device. This is the one that's banned from the United States.
Yeah, yeah. You're not.
So I'm looking at like a MacBook Pro right now, like the 16 inch. What would I pick? The whatever the highest chip currently. They
Hmm.
they still have the M4 on this thing,
Yeah,
right? I
they
think
only have the M.
M4 Max
Yeah, they only
is
have the
one.
M5 and just regular M, like. So,
Uh, that's 39.99
oh
with
wow.
just those two things chosen. I haven't like picked the nano texture display or the highest memory. It's still in the 48 gigabytes of memory.
Oh yeah, see, so
Still a
you're
lot.
easily getting into like the 6,000 range. Because I'm
Yeah,
sure, I'm sure if you go to the highest memory, it's probably another 1,500,
thousand. So now 1,000 for
another
the
thousand.
to make the
Okay,
128 unified, and then if I went up the terabytes to 8, then it can get to 7,200.
there,
So
yeah. So this is the one that you were just
who
talking
the hell is
about,
buying this stuff?
man. I'm well, somebody who's probably trying to get a mobile workstation essentially is probably buying it.
That's overkill.
If you're doing a ton of like 3D design work or like
I
I don't know
can't.
how VFX and stuff like that, like you're
Okay.
probably you're probably getting that because you can now you don't have to have two devices. You can do it all on there, and then wherever you're at, you can theoretically plug up and then do work.
Mm.
It's for sure not for the average person, but this is the device you were talking about,
Yeah.
the Asus one.
Yeah, the Asus ZenBook Duo. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's what it's called. So
this is an interesting form factor as well.
yeah, it just has that physical keyboard thing you put on top of it. Yeah, I can see that. Yeah, I can see that, Mike. Digital artists will love it.
Yeah, because you got to imagine it has to be obviously the iPad would be the
Yeah,
touchscreen. But I'm assuming the fold book one and this is also touchscreen.
yeah,
So having the be like use the pen capacity would be great. But no, it would be a curiosity thing, but I don't see how long I would use it or just what I would use it for.
yeah.
So our other Apple news I wanted to talk about the iPhone Air. It has no demand apparently. Like they're cutting production rates and stuff. Like, are you surprised? I know this was something you were happy about because it's like it's showing that they can make it thin enough for your fold, but
Yeah, that's all I thought about. That just gave me an idea. That's all I thought about when I saw it. The first thing I thought of, I was like, okay, so this is how thin the fold gonna be when it's opened up. The
right,
iPhone fold. That was my thoughts. That's all I thought about. I was like, I don't give a damn, I'm not buying this phone, but I know this give me an idea of what the. That's all I do for Samsung phones too. When they do
fair,
the new S line, I was
yeah,
like, whatever they put in there, that's probably what's gonna be the next fold. That's
okay.
how I envision this stuff. But yeah, this I'm not surprised because this I mean, for what I've been hearing, it's does it have like have one was it one camera,
Mm-hmm.
right? It's I mean they say the battery life is great on it, but it doesn't have the I don't think it has a vapor chamber. It doesn't have
No,
any of the new stuff
well, I
that
don't
they
think the
put in the
17
Pro.
has. I think the only the 17 Pro line has the vapor chamber. I think the 17 is granted the
Well, I'm saying
17
because this
also.
is so thin, I'm thinking like
Yeah,
the battery might need something extra.
yeah, that's what I was just gonna say. Like 17 isn't this thin, so
Yeah. I mean they made it where it doesn't bend and stuff. I commend them on that.
mm-hmm.
That also gave me an indication of what is going to be in the affordable iPhone. I was like, okay, so that won't bend either. When Jerry Rig gets that, he won't be able to do it. That was my I
Yeah,
don't know.
fair.
Um, but yeah, I don't know. I was like, it's a cool idea. I'm sure somebody likes it, how thin it is or whatever. I just didn't see the. I was like, people, if you don't get like the high end, especially it was nine like $1,000, right?
Eight
It
ninety nine
wasn't.
basically.
I thought it was.
I
I thought
thought
it was
no,
nine
you're right.
ninety nine.
It's 9.99. It is 9.99. You're right.
Yeah, and I was like, cause I was surprised at that because I thought it was going to replace the plus, but it was higher than the plus. I was like, oh, okay. Well, good luck to y'all. That's when I saw that price.
Well, it's I guess there's just also not as big of a market for thin phones as they thought because the other side of this coin, Samsung said that they're not going to do the S26 Edge, which is their thin version.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, they had the S25 Edge come out this year, and it also didn't have really good sales. So maybe people just aren't as hungry for a super thin phone. I guess probably because of the drawbacks that you have to sort of thin out the device.
Right.
But I don't know. I was interested because obviously I didn't pick it. I didn't buy that. I didn't buy the iPhone Air, but I thought like I just thought more people would care.
If they had a way to figure out to give it, let's say they gave it the same cameras as the Pro, like they gave it like the same cameras as the Pro,
Mm-hmm.
and still had the vapor chamber in it. Like if they there's certain things if they like I would have maybe tried it if they had kept all that stuff. I was like, if they like figured out how to keep the cool new stuff, also make it thinner. I was
Mm-hmm.
like, cool, I'll try this. The trade offs for me, I was like, no, no, no. So not for it to be $1,000, no.
Yeah, and I think that's sort of the same thing. Just on the Samsung side too, is they were talking about how it was super thin, but the high price and the reduced battery concern or battery capacity just was
Right.
was the concern. So to your point, it's always the trade offs.
Yeah, most people care about the battery than anything nowadays. I see a lot of people say, "Make it thicker, give me a bigger battery." Like I'm,
Yeah,
people don't care about that stuff.
I
Like,
mean, I guess because again, it goes back to your how much you're paying for these devices, and it's supposed to be essentially. Granted, they want you to have virtual assistant now, but this is supposed to be essentially your assistant in your pocket.
right,
It should be able to be with you at all times. So
correct.
I do definitely understand that. Do you have? Are you in the market for a new car?
Not for a couple years. um, I mean, no, not for a couple years.
Okay,
Let's. Yeah, why? What are you? So what are you saying?
so I found this actually from my mom because she's in the market for a new car, and I guess she was talking to somebody at the dealership
Hmm.
because a lot of their 2020 like their newer models 2026 models they just didn't they had like that GM infotainment system, and she was telling me about that like last weekend, and it was funny because this article came out today, and it reminded me just of the conversation with her. I guess GM is removing Android Auto and Apple CarPlay from all of their models moving forward. Originally, it was just supposed to be EVs, but they're basically planning to come out with their own infotainment system. It's I guess officially launching in 2028, but they've been phasing it out of the models now. So whatever their standard one is now, they're phasing it out so that way they don't have to worry about it. And a funny part of the quote is apparently the I think she's the CEO of GM, or she's like the maybe the head or whatever, but she's just basically saying that their customers want this.
No, they
And
don't. They're gonna phase this out.
I was gonna say, if you look at any comment in any of the articles, any of the tweets about this,
Mm-mm.
it's been, I just won't buy that car then.
No, I've they're just further adding to my shit list when it comes to GM in general. Because I remember I went to the mechanic. You know, like I like when you go to mechanic. They're honest with you. They were like, "Yeah, don't buy. Stay
Mm-hmm.
away from GM." They told me that. I was like, "Oh, okay, interesting." So I don't know. Uh, this just further adds on to that to me. Like why? Like why take that out of cars? Like people literally take their radio like back in the older cars, they would take the radio out just to get CarPlay and Android Auto in the cars, like replace their radio to make sure they have that. That's the
It
feature that people want now.
it's also weird in a situation like you hear that obviously a lot about like Tesla cars and Rivian cars about how that's one of the biggest drawbacks, and especially in a world where I think it's a Mercedes, but it could be BMW. They're charging essentially for like stuff like heated seats that's already installed in your
I
car,
remember that.
but just to be able to actually flip the switch. And it's like we customers don't trust these automakers
Yeah,
because they're doing stuff like putting subscriptions in the weirdest places. So it's like, what is GM going to do? Are they going to lock features behind a paywall for
probably.
this? And I think that's the leading thing is like they're saying it's for customer satisfaction, but it's no, we want to be able to charge you for another subscription. And it just feels a little icky. You know, car buying already sucks, and now it's like an extra layer of suck. Like,
Yeah, that's just come on, man. Like I I don't understand the thought process in taking something like that out of the car unless they're paying. Maybe they're paying some kind of license. I don't know.
no, because it doesn't sound like it's. Oh, you're saying like right currently? No,
Yeah,
I
to
can't
like
imagine.
Apple or Google. Like, are
I
they
can't
paying a license?
imagine you are like because it only benefits both companies, right? Like I could see if they were saying like we only have Android Auto in this, then I feel like Android would be paying, or like yeah, Android would be paying the license to say like we don't want Apple CarPlay to be a part of this. But
Mm.
the ability to be able to have your operating system be in that car, it only benefits you and them, especially in a sense where people are saying like I will only buy this car if it has this because the in-house GPS system sucks. Like I remember my dad's old RAV4, he would have to go to the dealership to get a new CD just that because it had the updated maps. And it's like, what are we really doing? And I don't remember how much they would charge him, but it would be essentially it's a service, right? So
Right.
they would charge him, and I'm like,
That's probably what they want. Yeah, maybe that's that might be why they're doing it. Because I mean, right now the CarPlay and the Android Auto gets updated by the phones,
right.
so it's not you don't have to install anything in the car. It just like the new features like iOS 26, they show up. I didn't update my car. I just
Right.
updated my phone. So I don't know. I just think that's made the odds be ever in their favor. That's all I got for them.
I
Like,
mean,
because I don't
I
know. It's
think
just a
that's
dumb
all
choice.
you can have. And like I said, it's so dumb that I don't know. It seems like cars in general now are just getting worse and worse. And so you got to kind of deal with it. But like I said, I was just curious to your thoughts on it.
Yeah, that's a dumb choice for them. I don't know. I get
So
it. Like you said, it probably just for them to make a subscription. That's just wild.
100%.
Yeah.
100%. So before we start getting to, I think we have a few gaming topics before we get out of here. We got two more topics. I want to talk about first this AWS outage. Let me tell you how this almost ruined my life on Tuesday. Oh my, no, on yeah, was it? Yeah, it was Tuesday. It might have bled over to Wednesday. I don't know.
I don't know what that was, but it was
It
crazy.
was terrible. So if you didn't have to deal with the AWS outage, essentially what happened was Amazon has this. I don't even want to call it like an operating system. It's like a database thing called DynamoDB. That it's like an automation software thing, and it had an error. It was like an automation error,
Mm-hmm.
which impacted their database with all their consumer data, which impacted the next thing, next so on and so forth. It was like a domino effect. And I guess this all started on
Apparently it was
that turn.
Monday. Apparently it
Yeah,
was
so
Monday.
it was Monday night going into Monday morning, and then it bled over into Tuesday because Tableau was still having issues come Tuesday morning, and it was just everything was down. And the real issue I wanted to bring this up is it all happened on one singular server. It was their Amazon East 01 server. So obviously this is a multinational company. They have servers all throughout the world.
Mm-hmm.
But this one singular server went down. But because so many people put their stuff on this one singular server,
Mm-hmm.
it knocked all of them down. And I'm just like, what are we doing?
Yeah.
Like,
It shows a big vulnerability. I feel
it
like to
does.
AWS in general. Like, if this could happen, and maybe rethink how y'all are distributing this stuff. Because right now this is crazy. Like, it was so many things that were not working because of this. I was like, I I don't know. I feel like we gotta fix some stuff. Like something got to
It
be corrected.
Well,
This
like
cannot
at
happen
some
again.
point you gotta ask why is half the internet all based using this one web server provider? Like why is I'm just gonna list some of the companies that were affected.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously Amazon itself, but outside of them, Bank of America, Snapchat, Canva, Reddit, Apple Music, Apple TV, Lyft, Duolingo, Epic Games, because we're talking about Fortnite, Disney Plus, Venmo, DoorDash, Hulu, PlayStation. There were a bunch of people who they were going to sleep that night. They were stuck in upright position, and their bed was just staying too hot because their bed, the server was connected to AWS, and it's just like, what are we doing, people?
Yes. Yeah. Uh, you would think it's supposed to be this, this big cloud, this big thing is supposed to be able to support everybody. It should not be one thing go down and everything. That should not be. It should not be like that. There's a problem there. Like this shouldn't. None of this stuff should be affecting each other. Like
It's
that is a
so
problem. That is a big problem. Like, and I feel like they kind of like the big dog right now. AWS.
yeah.
There's other stuff, but when you think about right now who you want to host on or whatever,
Mm-hmm.
it's AWS. So I don't
It
know.
it's a mess. There are a bunch of theories and rumors out there. I don't know if you heard about the part where people are saying that right before this all happened, this all moved to an AI sort of ran system instead of it being human ran. So there's a lot to this story. I don't think we'll ever get more than what they already
Oh,
put
of
out.
course not. Yeah, of course not. They're
But
not going. They
I
never
like
admit that.
no, of course not. No, it's frustrating. Like I said, when one singular server for one provider could essentially handicap the entire internet.
That's a big problem.
That's a big issue.
Yeah, and hopefully they figure it out because that can happen again. That should told all these companies like, all right, bro, we got to call Amazon like what happened here?
Mm-hmm.
This cannot. You can't take down Fortnite and Apple Music at the same time. That is crazy. What do you mean?
Somebody in the comments to one of the things said, I can't sleep, I can't eat,
Yeah.
I can't play the game. AWS gotta do something.
That's
like
crazy. That's they got to fix that. They definitely got to need to look into that. That was a wild thing to happen.
Yeah, so that was wild. Last thing before, like I said, we get to the gaming ones. AI is also wild. I don't know if you saw this, where Meta had to remove an AI deep fake of this. She was Irish. She was the Irish presidential candidate, basically putting out I'm dropping out of the race deep fake video the week of the election. And they were saying like, oh, like in the video, she's essentially saying, I'm dropping out of the race and the elections are canceled. Congratulations to whoever her opponent is. And they also included a news anchor, so that way to sort of lead more realism to it going into that. And it's just like AI is getting really weird. I'm sure you saw in the Discord where we were talking about how people are putting out AI videos selling fake products. Or so like in the example in the TikTok we saw, it was AI Rihanna selling perfume. And we got, again, just like we were saying in the last segment, we gotta do something, fam.
Yeah, this is what I expected. I expected this type of stuff to happen. Like once they, first, we had a little chat by, okay, that was cute. And then people were falling in love with him and stuff. That was weird.
Mm-hmm.
and now we're at generate whatever video you can think of.
Right.
And if you give it specific enough instructions, it will do it because it has the information of all the internet. So it has videos of all these people already. So it can easily put it together. A lot of now, the ones I've seen like Sora, I believe, whatever, you'll see the little Sora logo going across the screen.
Yeah.
But it's some people just do not see that shit.
Yeah.
They'll be like, oh, this is crazy. I'm like, do you not see that shit on the screen? I'm like, we in trouble. Like, if y'all can't recognize some of this shit is not, we in trouble.
We are very much in trouble. It's such a crazy thing that I feel like you can only just say I told you so, because people were sounding this alarm 4 or 5 years ago when people just started doing those different AI filters. Mm-hmm. And so it's just like, you can't even ask how did we get here. It's just, what can you do now?
Like, this is where it was. I mean, this is where it was going. I mean, this is cartoon. Like I'm saying, like the cartoon stuff, generating cartoon stuff, like all that stuff is cool. But when you get to this realistic stuff, it's going to be a problem for anybody. Like,
right?
They ruin your life with this.
They could very much ruin your life with this. Like, it's, I don't know. The world's a weird place. And I think that leads me perfectly. I don't have much else to say on this, so that leads me perfect to our first gaming topic, and that is Counter-Strike had a $6 billion skins market. And what I mean by that is, so like getting skins and stuff, and obviously you play Fortnite, so
yeah.
Imagine if you could sell your Wanda skin to somebody for $12,000. That was happening. But that's what was happening in Counter-Strike, right? So they had a $6 billion skin market. I think 5.9 to be exact, or whatever, but who's counting at that point? And over the course of the night, this happened yesterday morning, Valve put out an update that essentially allowed people to trade in less rare skins for the ability to get a more rare skin. So say, you trade in 5 Fortnite dances and now you can get a skin or whatever, doing stuff like that.
Yeah.
And it wiped out nearly $2 billion in the skins market. People were waking up yesterday morning talking about, and I don't know if they're just joking because it's Twitter. You can't really take everything seriously there. The market part is real. Like, people are really upset about that. But somebody was like, bro, I put my 401k in this. And I'm like, people are weird enough that I was like, that might have happened. Like,
What?
it's insane. So like, it's like I
A
said, somebody
skin
was
in a game?
there was so I guess some specific knife lost 43% of its value, and some other skin gained 67%. So like, I guess they do this all through like third party sites. Some site called Price Empire was where I was getting some of the different prices. And basically, if you search Counter-Strike 2
Mm-hmm.
skins market, you'll see article after article where it's talking about people who are like really upset because they lost so much money in their skin market.
I don't even know what the. It's just maybe that's not the right comparison. But you remember that what was it? What was them things people were selling that were just
Oh,
like internet?
NFTs? This is for sure
Yeah.
NFT.
Okay. 'Cause I was just like that. It's just. I was like, what? It's what? Like I just it's weird because like we have that going on, but then at the same time people complain about game licenses. Like that's
So
all
wait,
you buying is
I want
it's
to
not you
show
don't
you.
own a sticker or a little bit like it just
So this thing right here. Guess how much this? Guess how much this cost in the Overwatch or sorry Overwatch Jesus in the Counter Strike 2 market.
I don't understand this world at this
I was
point.
just give me a quick guess
The
off
hundred
top of
thousand.
your head.
I don't know.
No, it's not that high.
Oh, okay.
10,000.
Oh shit! Still,
1100 to 10,000 is what people are getting. And this is the 18th most expensive thing on that market. Let me go down to number 1 just to show you what we're working with here and the amount of money that people are paying for this type of thing.
what is happening?
It's a real thing, man. Guess how much somebody paid for this?
100,000
No.
more?
Keep it moving.
A million?
A little higher.
Oh my god! What? Oh hell no! What is wrong with people? 2 million?
So
Oh my
somebody,
god!
and I'm gonna hold you there. It didn't actually even sell for that price because the owner turned it down. That was what was offered for it, saying he wanted somebody to pay. So, like I said, somebody offered $1.2 million pounds. So that's 1.5 million US,
Uh huh.
and the owner turned that down, saying that that's not enough.
Did somebody offer more?
I think they're still bidding.
Oh my god!
This article is or this isn't from long ago, so I think they're still bidding for it.
I'm not understand. I think I just don't understand. Just like I don't understand NFTs. I just didn't.
So
I just don't get why people. You
apparently,
just got money like just. It's just.
so that's where I said. So now you understand why I said I can understand somebody saying, "Yo, I put my 401k into this," right? Like, apparently, you have a 1 in 371 million chance to pull this exact skin of this particular knife, I guess.
Okay.
And so that the rarity of it is what makes it so, because it's like, okay, 300, if I pulled it 371 million times, somebody's not pulling it theoretically. And so it's like, but now you got for 1.5 million, you guaranteed to have it.
Whoever thought to try to do this in the start, come in them,
Who do
because
you think was the first to buy in and was like, yeah, I'll pay that for it? Like,
that's crazy, man. How y'all get? You know what? Never mind. I was about to say how you get convinced and stuff like that. Never mind. This. Never mind. We done seen crazier shit at this point. So,
and so,
hey, if you
but
want
now,
to, if that's your joy, go ahead.
but see, now you see why they're so upset, right? Like, imagine you just pay. Let's say somebody got it for the 1.5 million. I know he
Yeah.
rejected it, but then imagine waking up tomorrow and they're like, actually, I can give you give me 4 of those $10,000 AK-47 skins that I showed you originally, and now you can trade it up for this. You pissed, right?
Yeah, that's wow, man. I don't even know. That's wow. Good. Good. You know what? Hopefully they're good for their mental health. All these people that is doing this,
It, I mean, you
because
definitely do hope so. This is like
this is
I'm laughing out of the craziness of it, but I guess on some level it does suck for somebody who sunk that much real money into something
yeah.
to just lose it. I I will be honest, I it's insane to me, but I do wish them the best. Like
This could never be me doing stuff like
could
this.
never
It
be
would
me.
never.
No, not in a million years. I'd be
It's,
mad sometimes paying for the skins in Fortnite. I have yet to pay for a skin in Marvel Rivals, and I'm just I could never.
this is wow. Good luck to. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean that's
It's
all.
the weirdest type of stuff you find out is going on the internet. I'm like, I never heard of this, and I'm like, this is
I so I had heard of the game. I didn't know this was happening until my cousin sent me the article about this because he was like, "Do you know anybody who play Counter Strike?" And like that's how he started the conversation. I was like, "Well, no, not really. Maybe they do, and we just don't talk about it because I don't play about it." And he was like, "Oh, well, look at this. This is funny." And so that's when he sent me the article, and I had to go on a full deep dive because I was like, "There's no way."
people just really have a lot of weird hobbies. I
And
would
and
say.
apparently disposable income.
Well, yeah, yeah.
Like,
Just I mean, like I said, there's same. This is I'm getting the same feeling I had when I was watching people the NFT stuff, and I was like, really?
I mean, that's definitely what it is. Ooh, did you have anybody try to sell you NFTs?
No,
Like try to get you into the NFT market?
no. I mean, I know I was gifted two of them from like WB or some shit one
Yeah,
time.
I definitely got one or two from like
And I was
DC
like,
Fandom or
yeah, and
something.
I was like, okay. Like, I was like, what the hell I do with this?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, but
No,
yeah.
I had a friend who went. I think he went fully all in. I remember he had his the board ape one. I remember he changed his profile picture to one on Twitter. He was trying to convince like, yeah, we could make some NFTs. And I'm like, bro, I don't even know what an NFT is.
I just didn't understand it. I was like, what is happening out here? Like,
I mean, crypto was gonna always get there. I'm honestly shocked that crypto is getting the staying power it's getting.
listen, people like apparently people bought cars and houses from that shit back
Yeah, I mean,
then.
all you gotta do is get in and get out, I guess, you know. So it,
Yeah.
it's I know
I don't
somebody
know.
who
This
loses.
is an interesting trend. I don't know about this trend right here, but I mean, whatever the next one is, I might look into it because it seemed like I don't know. Some of these trends are weird. Not this one. The next, whatever the next crypto thing is, some of
Yeah,
those.
yeah, that's
But,
fair.
yeah, not this.
I'm with you on that one. You know, I'm
Yeah.
gonna try to get in and get out myself. So then our last topic before we get out of here, Microsoft is just not having a good month, right?
They're making choices.
They're making a lot of choices, and I think also we kind of got some reasoning behind those choices. But first off, Microsoft they're raising the prices of their dev kits. So their dev kits, which used to cost, let me make sure I got the number correctly, 1,500. Uh, they're now charging developers 2,000 for. So 33% jump in the cost, and it's interesting to me. Like I know we've talked about it before on, I believe it was on our Jamie's gaming podcast, and we're talking about how Nintendo was struggling to give out dev kits to some of their developers. And I brought up then, like, it seems stupid to me that you wouldn't go out of your way to make sure that as many developers are able
Right.
to get your development kits as easy as possible.
Especially when the system's first coming out.
Right. So
You know,
like I was very critical of Nintendo there about that because you can't say that you want to have multiple people develop for your system and then you don't give them an avenue to properly do that because then
I,
that's how you get games
I
like
also
messed
was
up.
really like weirded out by that. I didn't know they were paying for these things like this.
So I
I
did know
thought
that they were paying for them.
I figure you want people to make games that work for your system. So why would you,
Yeah, yes and no.
you
I
know,
mean that is
especially the
very
Switch
fair.
too? Like,
Yeah, no, that
especially
that
Xbox
is
on Xbox, whatever, but Switch 2 in particular, my mom like maybe give it to them so they can make these games for your system, you
uh
know.
yo investors ain't going for that. That's
But I mean
free.
that brings bigger games, like possibly,
I get
you
you.
know.
I get you. I'd have to we'd have to, if we could ever get a chance to sit down and talk with somebody from one of these platforms, just somebody from their business arm, maybe we can get a chance to ask some of those questions.
Yeah.
But I think this is honestly more weird than like the Nintendo one. On some level, you could just say it's tough for us to have like production get all of those out there, and that's why we're doing it.
Mm,
But this one, and they pretty much blame tariffs for
mm.
the increased cost of like all of the parts for these development kits. But it's weird to me to say we're gonna pass that on to our developers for the reason that you just brought up. That we want you to make games, we want you to make larger games for our platform, but also we gonna just say we anything that we you got to make it on our profit margin. And it's like it's not like this is a small company. Microsoft is the second, if not the third, largest company in the world.
Right. I don't know the thought process behind doing that. I think they did something else too, like recently, where they were talking about the next system or something. It's gonna be like
Yeah, so
dumb
that
expensive.
so that's what I was. That's what I sort of what I meant also about like just Microsoft just not having a good month. Like obviously the month it might have been sort of the end of last month, but it started with the Game Pass basically going up 30%. And then Sarah Bond, I forgot where she was with the video, but she was talking about their next Xbox, and she said that it's going to be a more high end premium product. And you can sort of start to see that she specifically said with the pricing that we had in line with the Xbox ROG Ally X. So like
Okay.
I was talking to Jamie about it. I'm like, I don't know if you want a premium Xbox. It's really weird to me, and this isn't like console warrior stuff or anything. But my rationale behind it is that at at any level, consoles have a upper ceiling.
Mm-hmm.
At some point, regardless of who you are, if you're paying more and more for your console, you're going to eventually be like, why don't I just get a PC?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And no other console is more susceptible to that than Xbox
Yeah.
because one, you're you're already a computer company diving into the gaming market, but also you're putting all of your first party releases day and date on PC and system.
Mm-hmm.
So when you have a $900 system, but I can go get an Asus computer that's for 850 that can play all of the same games, but at the same time now if I'm doing video editing, if I'm doing graphic design, if I'm doing
Mm-hmm.
whatever, it can do all of that on the same device. Why am I buying your console?
I mean,
And
they keep saying they're rumoring that the next Xbox will be basically a Windows PC. So
right.
it's just like, well, what is the point?
Yeah,
Like,
and I think that's sort of the thing where I'm at with it. And it's like I was telling Jamie, this is the first thing that I was like, well, this could really be an existential threat to Microsoft as a business.
yeah.
Like people always talk about all of the other like the dumbest, oh, they're gonna get out of gaming, and it's like some of that is just hate. This telling your developers we're going to nickel and dime you really is where I was kind of like, this is an existential threat
Yeah.
because this is basically telling your developers fuck you, and what happens when they say the same.
You're right. Like I said, I'm looking more and more into Steam every day.
Right,
I'm like, you know, don't play, don't play too much because I'm like, Xbox right now is not even like the Game Pass or any of that is not in my radar. Cause like you said, most of their games do come to PC as well. So it's just like I don't really need, I don't need Xbox Game Pass. You're gonna have people start thinking that way. You keep raising the price of it.
right,
These developers might say, "Oh, well, the game is not coming out on Xbox." Also, we have to figure out how to do it on Xbox Series S and X. Maybe we don't want to do that either. Like,
right, fair.
you
So
know,
it's
yeah. So I still think
it's
that was a very bad choice to even come out with the S when they did. I was like, you should just straight up X and just done it. That's it.
I agree. I had a reel about that when Baldur's Gate first came out and how they got pushed back on Xbox because of they never officially said it was because of stuff with the S, but in sort of some of the performance issues that they were claiming that they were having, very much sounded
Right.
like because we have to basically do by development. And maybe that's why they're going all in on this premium thing. The other reason why, and this is sort of the other side of this coin, we're talking about, well, why are they making all of these dumb decisions? Apparently, according to Bloomberg, they had their Microsoft CFO Amy Hood told the Xbox division that they need to have a profit margin of 30%. And just to compare it to what the industry average for profit margin that is coming down from their investors, it's usually 17 to 22%. So you're looking at 8 to 13% higher. And now some of these decisions kind of start making a little bit more sense because you're thinking about how much the Activision Blizzard purchase cost. You're thinking about how much we always hear about the what goes into making game, like the budget for the games. We're hearing that consoles aren't
Yeah.
necessarily being the loss leaders that they used to be anymore. Now you start to understand like, oh, you guys are getting basically pushed down from management, and now
Mhm.
you have to make these dumb decisions. This isn't to let Xbox off the hook at all. It's more so to talk about how the finance people always ruin creative stuff because money starts to become more important than actually creating something useful.
Mhm.
And this is where we become.
Yeah. Yeah. They've made the craziest decisions the last month
Mm-hmm.
that I don't know how they expect to recover from some of them. I'm just like, well, you're raising the price on Game Pass. Now I really don't want to go back. Now I really don't want to look at it.
Yeah.
All your games are on PC already. Are you just abandoning your system? Because also I saw the other thing where somebody was asking them why is the Rogue Ally priced at $1,000, and they were like, oh, basically they were like, oh, Rogue chose that.
Right.
Like they pushed that off on them, and I'm just like,
So that
okay,
was also in the same sentence where they were talking about, not obviously not the exact same thing, but like that was also in the same conversation where they did bring up the next Xbox. And I think that's supposed to be their way of saying, well, we're not giving up on the Xbox as a platform.
hmm
Apparently it's going to just be a premium, and it's it's weird. It's very weird.
like a Xbox Series X Pro kind of thing. Is that what they're
No, I think it's going to be
teasing
like their
kind of?
literal. I think it's going to literally be their next Xbox because they're talking about their year. It's years away. Which, if all rumors are to believe, PS6 and whatever the next Xbox is going to be called is coming out 2027, or at least entering production in 2027. Whether that's released 2027 or 2028, I don't know. Um,
They might want to hold that back.
yeah,
Need to wait till 2030 because I don't know if that's a good idea right now. Like
it's
not in these times. The PlayStation
yeah.
5 and the Xbox Series X are already a lot, $700 and stuff. I'm like, I don't know. Y'all trying to push it up to 1,000. Like, I, I don't know how that's gonna go.
Yeah, that's fair. I mean, gaming is definitely in a precarious spot right now because it seems like a lot of people are making very bad decisions. But I will say, just to not be all doom and gloom, we are also getting a lot of phenomenal games.
We are.
um,
Don't tell them that too much though. They might raise them $80
that is
now.
also true. You do
don't
want to
tell them. Don't
you
tell
do
them
want to
that.
keep them humble. You do want to keep them
Yeah,
humble.
yeah.
But I don't know. You got anything else? Like you said, Xbox is just in a weird spot right now. It seems like their back is against the wall and they're sort of swinging. We obviously just saw Halo's coming out for PlayStation 5. Um, it's it's going to. I think I was looking at sort of the comments. It wasn't as bad as I thought it would have been if this was 6 months ago, even a year ago. But you did still have enough of the Xbox fans who are like the diehard fans who were just like, this is a kick in the gut. And
They said they're
so
rebuilding it. I wonder how much it's gonna cost.
I assumed it's going to be 70. Like,
I guess we'll
I
see.
know they've been in Discord talking, saying that there's going to be no multiplayer, which is a huge part of Halo. So it is going to be. You think it should be discounted because of that,
It's
but they
supposed to be
also
a single player game.
yeah, it's well no you so multiplayer in the form of like team deathmatch or capture
Oh,
the
oh yeah,
flag
yeah,
stuff like
yeah,
that. Like it
yeah.
it has full 4 player co-op where you can do the campaign,
Mm-hmm.
but the multiplayer aspect of like I said stuff like that and that is a huge part of Halo. So it is interesting that it won't be there, but they claim they're also putting in stuff that wasn't in the game originally. Like it's they said expansion or like
Hmm.
it's expanded content for the game.
Okay, well, I guess. I don't know. I like I said. I mean, I'm very much against. I didn't even like. Uh, what was it Age of Imprisonment? I didn't know that was
Mm-hmm.
coming out in less than 2 weeks. I didn't know that. So
Oh,
I
really?
probably won't have that game for a while. I'm
Oh.
kind of I'm kind of holding off on buying like full price games right now.
Okay,
So
okay.
um, yeah, I'm not in a rush. Like I said, I've been very deep in this Castlevania game. So I'm
Fair,
like,
fair.
and I have a whole other one to play after that. So it's just like I'm not in a rush. I'll just watch these, see other people play it, see how they like it. I'm
Mm-hmm.
very curious on how this goes, the Halo game. I am very curious to see, how many people actually play it and all that stuff, and how popular it becomes on that system. So that'd be
I'm
cool.
I'm definitely planning on like it looks beautiful. I I have never played any of the Halo. Like I've played bits and pieces of multiplayer, but like the campaign, I've never played it. So I definitely at least want to check it out.
Yeah.
But yeah, I get you.
So it says, hold on. So it says you can jump to the 4 player online co-op with friends, or kick it old school with 2 player co-op on the PlayStation on the couch. It said, and now with cross play and cross progression across console and PC.
Yeah, so it's going to have co-op multiplayer. The multiplayer that they're talking about and that most people are looking at are like the like I said PvP multiplayer.
Mm. Oh, like when you're together playing against each other or whatever.
Yeah, like playing against other teams, like doing like I said, doing like team deathmatch and stuff like that.
I didn't know people still did stuff like that. I
Oh
remember
yeah,
doing.
I mean Call of
I
Duty
remember
and
doing
all
a
that.
different PlayStation. I mean, I like different Xbox in different rooms. I remember he's doing that a long time
Oh
ago.
yeah.
Xbox different rooms where you play against each other, like on the LAN. That used to be fun.
But no,
Um,
like I said, it like this is all in Unreal 5. Like they already talked about it, but it looks great.
yeah, I'm looking at the pictures on the PlayStation blog. They like have comparison.
All of the
The
old to new.
yeah, looks good. Looks miles way better. Like they
Mm-hmm.
rebuilt it. That's what it looks like. Looks really nice. Um, yeah, this is great. I'm sure people are excited.
Yeah, I gotta imagine that they are. So I think it's more so the this has to be the final nail in the coffin of people still holding out on the will they won't they of third party for Xbox. Like you just this doesn't need to be a story anymore.
Yeah,
If anything, I think it's my point. So
I think it is interesting that they picked the first one to redo and not just do Infinite.
I think they're planning on doing all of them.
Mm, how long would that take? I wonder.
They pro they're you
Stretch
think
it
they would
out.
stretch it out for sure, you know?
Hmm.
Because now if you do these while you're also because I feel like it seems like a lot of studios like I know like when Silent Hill their studio was doing their remakes it was in conjunction while they were developing Silent Hill F.
Uh,
So you re-release these all of these and now you have the time to where somebody's not like well where's the new one at like at least you're getting something but that's just me but you got anything else so we can go ahead and wrap this thing up.
nope. What a week.
Definitely what a week. I mean, it's been a lot. It's been interesting, but that's
Yeah.
tech.
Yep. A lot of fun though. A lot of fun though. Still.
Definitely always a lot of
Yeah.
fun. Always a lot of fun. Where can the people find you? What do you got coming up?
Uh, Nerd with the tech. Everywhere. So TikTok has an underscore at the end. Um,
we gotta find that person and get
We
the one
will one
without it.
day. One day. So every now and then I go in there and try it to see if it let me. But but yeah. So we have our Much Ado About Nothing podcast that we do on Wednesdays. Geek stuff should happen this week.
Nice,
Yeah.
nice.
So we'll see. Um, so yeah, that's usually fun. Then of course we have this on Fridays. Uh, yeah, I'm not gonna promise anything else. You'll see, like, just go. I mean, on my social media, you'll see the unboxing videos in like the
Nice.
next hour and a half.
Okay,
So,
we
but
love to see it. We love
yeah,
to see it. You can find me at DidgeD everywhere. That is DIDGEDEE in all places. It should be the same everywhere. If it's not, message that person and say get off Digit's platform. Give him back his name. Do that for me. You know, do the same with the nerd with the tech on TikTok. Tell him I sent you. See how well that worked for you. Uh, there is no Geek Set podcast this Sunday. Bacardi is traveling, and we
oh,
decided, you know what, we could all take a break. I
okay.
love when I could take a break, so there will be no Geek Set podcast. I am doing a video with Jamie on Next Fest. I don't know if we're streaming that or if it's just recording to come out later, but you know we'll have that for you. There'll also be some streams coming up. Playing Night Rain, Peak. I'm gonna play Silent Hill 2, just especially this week leading into Halloween.
Okay.
There'll be a lot of stuff. Just like Trayvon said, find me on social media. It'll have that information. And if somebody else got to that name, you see a different profile picture, tell them get off my name. But until next time, peace out, people.
Peace. Thanks for watching.